India witnesses a disturbing number of girl rape cases. On average, a girl is raped every 16 minutes in the country. The National Crime Records Bureau reported over 32,000 cases of rape in 2019 alone. Out of these, nearly 11% were against minors. These numbers are just the tip of the iceberg. Many cases go unreported due to fear and stigma. It is estimated that for every reported case, several remain hidden. The actual figures could be far more alarming. Despite legal reforms, justice remains elusive for many victims. Conviction rates are depressingly low, leading to a lack of deterrence. The rural areas report fewer cases, but this does not mean they are safer. In many villages, social pressures keep victims silent. The urban centers, with better reporting mechanisms, show higher numbers, but the problem persists everywhere. Seema, a 14-year-old from Uttar Pradesh, was returning home from school when she was abducted. Her ordeal lasted for 3 days before she was found. Her family faced threats to remain silent. The legal battle is still ongoing. Seema's story is not an isolated incident. Jyoti, a young girl from Delhi, was assaulted in a public bus. Her case gained international attention, leading to protests. Despite the outcry, many such stories remain untold. Jyoti's family faced immense social pressure and media glare. Her case highlighted deep-seated issues in Indian society. These stories highlight the harsh realities faced by victims. They suffer physical and psychological trauma. The fear of retribution often prevents them from seeking justice. Many families are coerced into silence by societal pressures and threats. The trauma extends beyond the victim. Families face social ostracism and economic hardships. The stigma associated with rape forces many to relocate.
Seema's family was threatened to stay silent. They live in constant fear and uncertainty. It's heartbreaking to see them struggle for justice.
India's patriarchal society plays a significant role. Women are often seen as inferior and subordinate. This mindset leads to violence against women. Cultural norms and traditions perpetuate gender inequality. The concept of family honor is often placed above individual rights. In many communities, girls are blamed for their own victimization. Victim blaming is rampant and families fear social ostracism. This prevents many from reporting crimes. The lack of sex education contributes to the problem. Many boys grow up with distorted views about women and consent.
The media portrayal of women also plays a role. Objectification and unrealistic beauty standards contribute to gender-based violence. Popular culture often glorifies aggressive masculinity. This sends the wrong message to young minds, perpetuating toxic behaviors. Society's reluctance to discuss sexual violence openly hinders progress. There is a need for a cultural shift. Education and awareness are crucial in changing mindsets. Empowering women and promoting gender equality should be prioritized.
India has laws to protect women. The Criminal Law Amendment Act 2013 introduced stricter penalties. Despite this, the system remains flawed. The process is slow and cumbersome. Many victims face harassment. Police often lack sensitivity. Victims face invasive questioning. Forensic evidence collection is inadequate. Delays in trials prolong suffering. Perpetrators exploit legal loopholes. The judiciary faces a massive backlog. This delays justice for many. Fast-track courts are not enough. Conviction rates for rape cases are low. This undermines the law's deterrence. Legal reforms are necessary.
Training law enforcement is crucial. A victim-centric approach is needed. Ensuring victims' safety and dignity is paramount.
The impact of rape on victims is profound. Physically, many suffer from injuries and long-term health issues. The psychological trauma is even more devastating. Victims often experience depression, anxiety, and PTSD. The fear of social stigma compounds their suffering.
Many victims face difficulties in continuing their education. The trauma affects their academic performance. Dropping out of school becomes a common outcome. This limits their future opportunities and perpetuates the cycle of poverty.
Social isolation is another significant impact. Victims are often shunned by their communities. They lose friends and support networks. The stigma associated with rape affects their personal relationships. Trust issues and fear of intimacy become lifelong challenges.
The economic impact is also significant. Many victims come from financially disadvantaged backgrounds. The cost of medical treatment and legal battles is a heavy burden. Families often exhaust their savings, pushing them further into poverty.
The psychological trauma of rape is immense. Victims experience a range of emotional responses. Fear, guilt, and shame are common. Many suffer from nightmares and flashbacks. The trauma can last for years, affecting every aspect of their lives.
Therapy and counseling are essential for recovery. However, access to mental health services is limited. In many areas, there are no qualified professionals. The stigma associated with mental health issues further complicates matters. Victims often suffer in silence.
Support groups can play a crucial role in recovery. Sharing experiences with others who have faced similar trauma can be therapeutic. Community-based programs can provide a supportive environment. However, such initiatives are still scarce in many parts of India.
Awareness about the importance of mental health is growing. More efforts are needed to provide accessible and affordable mental health care. Counseling should be integrated into the support systems for rape victims. A holistic approach is necessary for their recovery.
The stigma associated with rape affects not just the victims but their families too. Families often face social ostracism. They are blamed for failing to protect their daughters. Many families choose to relocate to avoid the stigma.
The fear of social backlash prevents many from reporting the crime. Families worry about the impact on their reputation. This leads to underreporting and perpetuates the cycle of violence. Raising awareness about the impact of social stigma is crucial. Society needs to shift its focus from blaming victims to supporting them.
Section 8 Government Initiatives. The Indian government has taken steps to address the issue. Laws have been strengthened to deter sexual offences. The Nirbhaya Fund was established to support initiatives for women's safety. Fast-track courts have been set up for speedy trials of rape cases. Despite these measures, implementation remains a challenge. The funds allocated for women's safety are often underutilised. There is a need for better monitoring and accountability. Ensuring that the benefits reach the intended recipients is crucial.
Public awareness campaigns have been launched to educate people. These campaigns aim to change societal attitudes towards women. However, their reach is often limited. More efforts are needed to ensure widespread impact. Collaborations with NGOs and community organizations can enhance effectiveness. Government initiatives must be complemented by grassroots efforts. A multi-pronged approach is necessary to tackle the issue comprehensively.
Section 9 Role of NGOs. Non-governmental organizations, or NGOs, play a vital role. They provide support and advocacy for rape victims. NGOs offer counseling, legal aid, and rehabilitation services. They also work towards raising awareness and changing societal attitudes. Organizations like Stop and Care India have made significant contributions. They provide safe spaces for victims and help them rebuild their lives. Their efforts have brought about positive changes in many communities. However, they face numerous challenges.
Funding and resources are often limited. Many NGOs rely on donations and grants. Sustainable funding is a constant concern. Despite these challenges, their impact is undeniable. They play a crucial role in filling the gaps left by the government. Collaboration between the government and NGOs can enhance effectiveness. Joint initiatives can lead to better outcomes. Supporting and strengthening NGOs should be a priority. Their grassroots presence makes them invaluable in the fight against sexual violence.
Section 10 Media's role. The media has a significant role in shaping public perception. Sensational reporting can be harmful. It can lead to victim blaming and further trauma. Ethical journalism is crucial in addressing the issue responsibly. Media should focus on facts and avoid sensationalism. Highlighting positive stories of resilience can inspire change. Media can play a role in raising awareness and educating the public.
Campaigns like Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao have been effective. They have brought attention to the importance of protecting and educating girls. However, media coverage often lacks depth. There is a need for in-depth reporting on the root causes of the issue. Investigative journalism can uncover systemic problems. Media can hold authorities accountable and push for reforms. Collaboration with NGOs and experts can enhance media's role. Providing a platform for victims to share their stories can be empowering. Media must be a catalyst for change, not just a messenger of despair.
Section 11 Possible Solutions and Call to Action. Addressing the issue of girl rape in India requires a multifaceted approach. Legal reforms are essential. Ensuring swift and fair justice is crucial. Strengthening law enforcement and training officials in sensitivity can help. A victim-centric approach is needed. Education and awareness are key.
Comprehensive sex education should be mandatory. This can help change attitudes towards women and consent. Public awareness campaigns should focus on gender equality and respect. Supporting survivors is crucial. Providing accessible mental health services and support systems is essential. NGOs and community organizations play a vital role. Strengthening them can enhance their impact.
Ultimately, changing societal attitudes is paramount. Promoting gender equality and challenging patriarchal norms is necessary. Everyone has a role to play. From individuals to institutions, collective action is needed. Together we can create a safer and more just society for all.